Alright, what this video is about a test correction sheet that's going to be going home on Tuesday. And on Friday, I gave a simple 10 question review over addition, rounding, and multiplication. Rounding is a skill that we did before. Addition is a skill that they've learned all the way back to first grade, if not kindergarten. Multiplication is something we started 2 weeks ago, and I felt at this time would be a good time to do a review. Now, with the multiplication process, addition is a main part of it, how to get your answer. So I wanted to throw in some addition problems just to get them used to regrouping and just basically addition. So the first three problems that we're going to talk about are addition problems. And before they even took the test, I told the kids that the first three questions were addition. But I still had kids subtract, multiply, and the thing is, we haven't even multiplied this big of numbers before, so I really don't know what happened there. But anyway, this is just going to be a quick review of the answers. We're going to do this in the class, but as part of their homework, they're going to have to go back over the test, re-examine what they did and what they did wrong, and explain to me what they did wrong. So I wanted to put this out there so they can review this again. You could review it with them, just so they know what they're doing. So number one says, in 1 year, a photographer took 9,862 pictures of animals and 6,510 pictures of people. How many total pictures did the photographer take that year? So the information that the students should have been looking for was 9,862, 6,510, and then total pictures. So that right there should tell them that they are going to add. And for the most part, most of them got this correct, but then again, I had some people that did not. So I offered them this type of paper to use, and I just basically wanted to see who would take up the offer and who would mess all over the paper. So from this point forward, I want to make them get the paper. So all they had to do was, let's just do number one right here, 9,862 plus 6,510. All they had to do was add. 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 plus 1 is 7. 8 plus 5 is 13. 9 plus 1 is 10. Plus 6 is 16. So all they had to do was, when they got their answer, all they were responsible for doing was typing this in, and that's all they had to do. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the classes in the 5th grade were counting the pencils they brought in for the new year. The first class brought in 7,210 pencils, and the other class brought in 4,696 pencils. What were the total number of pencils brought in by the 5th grade? Once again, the key information here was 7,210 and 4,696. I put it into Word form because they need to be able to not only add numbers, but they need to see that the numbers are in Word form, turn that Word form into a standard form, and then add. So I didn't do it to trick them, because a lot of the test questions that they're going to be seeing this year are going to be set up like that. So once again, they should come over to their paper. Number two, 7,210 plus 4,696. All they do is add. That's 6, 10, 9, 11. So 11,906 pencils. So all they had to do, once again, was type in that answer, and they really didn't need to put pencils in there. but they just had to put that answer down. Number 3. Over the past 6 months, Adam has saved $1,672, and yesterday he deposited $340 into his account. What was his new balance after he deposited his money? Now, the information they needed to know was 1,672, 340. But also they needed to pay attention to that word right there, deposited. Now, deposited is a term that they should already know. And I come to find out Friday that many of them thought deposited meant you take it out. So basically, we had to do a review on that. But anyway, this once again is a simple addition problem. You have $1,672 plus $340. You add this together, you get 211, that's 10, $2,012. So all they had to do is write down $212. Now that was the first 3 addition problems. The next few are rounding. And once again, I did not do any of these to trick them. The questions came directly from our testing source, and we have went over these, in fact, before. All right, this image 4 right here goes along with question 4. So as we can see, here's question 4. It says, what part of the image is shaded? Round to the nearest 10th. Now, many of the kids just saw that part right there. What part is shaded? And they went over here and said, okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 1. So they chose 41/100ths. Okay, they didn't see the actual question part, which is round to the nearest 10th. Okay, so basically what they needed to do is 41, if they did it on a number line, is it closer to 40 or 50? And of course you can say that it's closer to 40. So it would have rounded to 4/10. Or you could do it the old-fashioned way. You had this right here. You're rounding to the 10th, so you would underline that. Look to the neighbor. If it's 4 or less, give it a rest. So the 4 stays. So it rounds to be 40/100ths, or which is equivalent to 4/10. And a lot of them, they actually told me that they didn't see that part. They just looked at this. So that was that one. Okay, number 5. Number 5 says 2 friends were counting the number of texts I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay. 2 friends were counting the number of texts they sent in a month. Alex sent 812 and Jesse sent 460. To the nearest 10, what is the combined amount of texts they sent? Okay, your numbers that they need to remember are 812, 460. Now they could have done this one of 2 ways, and I saw some of them do this way. They went ahead and rounded the number before they added, and if they did that, they rounded to the nearest 10, 812 rounds to 810. 460, lucky for us, keeps the same at 460. And then they just add it because you're combining. Okay? And then I saw some of them add the real numbers. And then once they did this, they rounded the 10th place. And they still got 1270. Now, the answer was 1270, but I did have a few people who did 1272 because they were just they didn't round. They just gave you the answer that you did today. So, that's what that was. Okay. Next question was round 542 and 258 thousandths to the nearest hundredths. Okay, all they had to do, and I told them this, rewrite the number, underline what you're looking for, and look to your neighbor. This all stays the same. This number is either going to stay the same or change. And since this is 5 or more, the 5 changes to a 6. So your answer is 542 and 26 hundredths. Okay, number 7. Okay, there is a digit missing from the number 4 and 2 blank 7 thousandths. Which digit can be placed in the blank so that the number will round to 4 and 2 tenths when rounded to the nearest tenth? Okay, what they're trying to do here is they're trying to throw them off with the 7. They don't even really need the 7. All you're looking for is which one of these numbers, the 4, 5, 6, or 7, that's going to allow the 2, when rounded, to stay at 2. They just need to find a number that's 4 or less. And lucky for us, 4 is a choice. Alright, now here comes the multiplication. Now, I allowed the kids to do the multiplication one of 2 ways. They could either do it the area model, or they could do the standard format. I had a split on either one of them, but I still had a lot of kids that missed. So we're going to go over this. Please pay very close attention to this, kids, because I really need to know what you're messing up on so I can help you on that. So just help me out, okay? So Henry went to the Carmel 58 times in 2018. Each time, Henry won 215 tickets. How many tickets could he turn in at the end of the year? So the numbers that they were dealing with were 215 times 58. Now, they could have done this one of 2 ways. I'm going to do the area model over here. So they could have turned it into an area model. And the area model is basically what it sounds like. You're trying to figure out area. Area is length times width. So with the area model, you're actually doing that. So 215 breaks up into 200, 10, and 5. 58 breaks up into 50 and 8. So all they had to do was multiply then. So it's 200 times 50, 10 times 50, 5 times 50. So 200 times 50, 5 times 2 is 10 and 3 zeros. 5 times 1 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5 with 2 zeros. 5 times 5 is 25 with 1 zero. Okay, now the 8. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 2 zeros. 8 times 10 is 80, and 8 times 5 is 40. Now what they have to do is add. They can either add the 3 of them, or they could go down like this. Whichever one they want to do. So 10,000 plus 500 is 10,500. 10,500 plus 250 is 10,750. I just added all these numbers together. Alright, now 1,600 plus 80 is 1,680 plus 40 is 1,720. So now they add 0, 7, 14, 11, 11. Okay. So the answer they should have got was 1,470. Now if they did it the standard algorithm way, which is the way that I'm trying to teach them right now. See, we have 215 times 58. Okay, so basically we're just multiplying. 5 times 8 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 is 12. And carry that one. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 1 is 17. So I got 1,720. And then we put our 0 down. We always put our 0 here. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. 5 times 2 is 10. Then we multiply. I'm sorry, we add. Apologize. 0, 7, 14. Oh my word, I made a mistake. And I made a mistake. This right here should be 2. I apologize. I make mistakes too. Kill 1,000. 2 and 1. So they should have got, and that's why I always double check our answers. So there you go. 12,470 tickets. So whichever way you used, and as you can see, I found my mistake. They need to go back and see where they did it, whether it was in the multiplication, the addition, writing down the numbers. We just need to come up with where we're missing at, okay? All right. Next, we have Jill started a new job where she will be paid $596 a week for 52 weeks. So what we had to do, once again, they could do an area model. 52, 596. So once again, we're just multiplying. 5 times 5 is 25 with 3 zeros. 5 times 2 is 10 with 2 zeros. 5 times 9 is 45 with 2 zeros. 9 times 2 is 18 with 1 zero. And then 50 times 6 is 312. Once again, we just add 25,000 plus 4,500 is 29,500. Is that right? Yep. 29,500 plus that is 29,800. I'm second guessing myself since I made that mistake. Okay, 1,000 plus 180 is 1,180 plus 12 is 1,192. Okay, we just add 2, 9, 9, 10, 3. Okay, let's see if I got it right. So I'm going to go over here to my paper, write out 596 times 52. Okay, 6 times 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 9 times 2 is 18, plus that is 19. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So far, so good. Okay, put a 0 down here because I'm starting my hundreds place. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry my 3. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 3 is 48. Carry my 4. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 4 is 29. Now I add 2, 9, 9, 10, 3. Okay, that's that one. Alright, number 10. This, I made a mistake on it, and I wrote the problem on the board. It was supposed to say 37 people, or 37 games. If a soccer field can hold 498 people in the stands, how many total people to go and watch in the game? It was supposed to be 37 games, and I wrote on the board 498 times 37. So I made sure they saw that. If not, I would have counted it correctly, but I did write it on the board. So, once again, area model 37, 498. 3 times 4 is 12 with 3 zeros. 4 times 7 is 28 with 2 zeros. 9 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27 with 2 zeros. 9 times 7 is 63 with 1 zero. 8 times 3 is 24 with 1 zero. And 8 times that is 56. Alright, now we add. So we have 12,000 plus 2,000 would be 14,700. 14,700 plus, is that right? Yep. 240 is 14,940. Okay, so then we have this one, 2, this 156, adding this up, 3,486. 6, 12, 14, 8, 1. Hope that's right. 18,426. So we're going to just scooch it over here. And we're going to do 498 times 37. 7 times 8 is 56. Write down your 6, carry your 5. 7 times 9 is 63 plus 5 is 68. And then 7 times 4 is 28 plus 6 is 34. Put your 0 down here for placement. Mark out these. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry your 2. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 2 is 29. And then 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So 6, 12, 14, 8, 1, 18,426. Now each of these problems, the kids have this paper, and they're going to have a test correction paper. So please review these with the kids, and I'll need those back on Wednesday.